Here at Baptist Healthcare, we have real legends among our team. We have ordinary people who inspire us with extraordinary actions of ownership, integrity, compassion, excellence, and service. Delanie, Almond, and Leah Hancock work in case management. They took responsibility of a Gulf Breeze hospital patient by advocating and coordinating care, even in the most challenging circumstances. The patient had suffered a stroke and hip fracture, making it difficult to move around. On top of physical stress, the patient's home life included family dysfunction, poor lifestyle choices, and ongoing financial problems that led to eviction notices. Delanie and Leah located the patient's daughter, who lives in Wisconsin, and was willing to let the patient move in with her. They found temporary living accommodations for the patient and helped her obtain a valid ID so she could travel. The daughter agreed to travel to Pensacola to get her mother, but she could only pay for one plane ticket. Delanie and Leah helped secure resources to cover the cost of the remaining ticket. They worked tirelessly to keep the patient's best interest and help first. The day the patient was finally discharged, her daughter was due to arrive at 3:30 to take her back to Wisconsin, but the daughter's flight was delayed and eventually canceled, causing her to arrive much later than scheduled. Delanie and Leah began a backup plan to get her to Wisconsin. Throughout the delays and waiting, Delanie and Leah never left the patient's side until she was finally reunited with her daughter. Every case is different for Delanie and Leah, yet they continually go above and beyond for those they serve. They treat every patient like a loved one. Their true compassion, ownership, service, and excellence are why Delanie and Leah are both Baptist healthcare legends. Holly Diniz, senior medical technologist in Baptist Hospital's lab, took compassion to a whole new level when she volunteered to donate one of her kidneys to fellow lab team member Sharon LaFontaine. Sharon is dealing with kidney failure and undergoing dialysis. Holly has been with Baptist for more than 10 years. She and Sharon became friends quickly, as they share similar work ethic and outlooks on life. Holly recalls not knowing Sharon was sick because Sharon always comes to work with a smile. Sharon even takes extra shifts despite her condition. Holly calls Sharon a legend because her attitude and willingness to not let her illness negatively affect her professionally or personally. When Holly discovered that Sharon needed a kidney, Holly did not hesitate to offer hers. Holly lost her sister in 1992 after a battle with diabetes and dialysis. She considers time to be precious and would do anything to help Sharon gain more time to experience life that her older sister didn't have. Holly and Sharon were relieved to discover that they were a match for a kidney transplant. Yet they have encountered setbacks on finding a suitable location that will perform their living donor transplant. Holly has not let others' hesitation or rejection prevent her from helping Sharon. Holly considers it her duty to serve in this manner and chooses to walk in faith, not fear. Holly's gift to her team member is a true symbol of compassion and ownership, and her selflessness makes her a Baptist healthcare legend. Jeremy Schell, business analyst at Global Connections to Employment, struggled to find an opportunity for a rewarding career. Jeremy was born deaf, and for years he was turned away for jobs until GCE gave him a chance to work. Jeremy was offered a position in environmental services with the U.S. Coast Guard. Because of his strong work ethic, in 2016, Jeremy was approached for a unique opportunity to be considered for a GCE Information Technology training program contracted under the Department of Defense. The program offered trainees with no prior IT experience a chance to learn skills. This training program meant that Jeremy had to move from Florida to Virginia, but he knew it was a big break he had been waiting for his whole career. Not long after joining the IT program in Virginia, Jeremy started a deaf culture team to help people who can hear better understand and communicate with people who are deaf. He began an American Sign Language club that meets monthly. Jeremy has delivered training to GCE team members on deaf culture and has shared his story across countries to help inspire others. He also shares his experience with presidential appointees, serving on the Ability One Commission, and with elected officials in Congress on Capitol Hill. Jeremy calls himself blessed, and it's why he spends time giving back to others to bless them. He routinely checks with people going through the same GCE training that he went through. He offers messages of support as someone who's already made the journey. Jeremy lets everyone know that people with disabilities deserve a chance and can do great work. His ownership, integrity, compassion make Jeremy a Baptist healthcare legend. When people visit the emergency room, they want a welcoming, helpful, and calm face to greet them. Emily Littlejohn is that compassionate individual who people can trust. Emily treats everyone she encounters like family. Late one Friday night, Emily received a phone call from a fellow teammate, Jody Lynn Davis. Jody Lynn was bringing her 7-year-old daughter, Sophia, to the ER because of the flu and difficulty breathing. Jody Lynn asked Emily's advice on who would be the best to treat Sophia, since Sophia had Asperger's syndrome, a developmental disorder that can cause difficulties for people in social interactions. After receiving Jody Lynn's call, Emily and her husband arrived at the ER to sit with Sophia as she waited to be seen and tested. They entertained her for 3 hours until Sophia was discharged. This gave Jody Lynn peace of mind and the time she needed to talk with medical professionals without worry or having to leave her daughter unattended. Emily's kindness is just a part of her, but for Jody Lynn and Sophia, it meant so much more. When Emily discovered that another team member, Andy Isla, had suffered a stroke and was cleared to return to work, but could not drive nor find a ride to work, Emily offered to pick her up and bring her to Gulf Breeze Hospital. For 3 months, Emily drove out of her way from Navarre to Milton and then back to Gulf Breeze to make sure Andy could return to her duties and resume a normal life. Andy is so grateful for Emily for literally going the extra miles so she could continue her passion of serving others. Emily is deeply committed to her role, patients, fellow team members, and others she encounters. Her ownership, integrity, compassion make Emily a Baptist healthcare legend. Individuals receiving recovery help for mental illness need a safe, comfortable place to visit. At Lakeview Center, Cafe Perk is a safe, social place for patients to drop in to relax, and Betsy Killam is the manager there who ensures things run smoothly. She organizes a monthly social gathering for clients and guests. Cafe visitors often come from group homes and Lakeview-supported housing facilities. In addition to Cafe Perk being a social place, Betsy organizes health and wellness services, voter registration, training for medication management, and other helpful seminars. She often refers clients to other services as well. Betsy calls herself a house mother and says she has the best job in the world. Betsy recognized a need and worked with another volunteer to prepare a Thanksgiving meal to feed about 200 clients and guests who did not have any holiday plans or opportunity to receive a home-cooked meal. Because of the large volume of people to cook for, Betsy and her neighbor began preparing the dish in their own homes a week before Thanksgiving. After work each night, they would spend hours making this special meal, and they used many different houses to freeze and store the meals until the big day. On Thanksgiving, the cafe visitors enjoyed a delicious traditional feast with all the trimmings. This was a real treat since many of the clients were living alone. Betsy's compassion shines through in all she does, and this is just one example of how she goes beyond her role to serve our community. Betsy exemplifies the value of ownership, excellence, and service, making her a Baptist healthcare legend. People who suffer assault and trauma need to know that hope and healing are possible. Hailey Moore, victim advocate and outreach coordinator at Lakeview Center, provides the compassion that survivors need. She has dedicated her life to educating and helping victims of sexual violence through countless events, counseling, and training. Hailey has been with Lakeview Center for more than 6 years. She trains the Escambia and Santa Rosa jail staff on the effects of prison rape, teaching them how to be victim-centered in response to assault incidents. Hailey cares deeply about the victims of assault, since she herself was assaulted. It brings her joy to help people in a way that she needed help herself. Hailey believes that positive change is possible and thrives on seeing her clients empowered. Hailey calls herself a survivor care coordinator, as she does everything possible to help survivors on the right path to a journey of healing. She began a coping skills workshop for individuals with post-traumatic stress and anxiety. Hailey knows that listening to people is the best gift that she can offer, along with letting victims know that they are not alone. She shows how challenges can be turned into opportunities to make the world a better place. Providing service to others is Hailey's calling. She organized the most recent Pensacola Women's March and is a member of its advisory board. Hailey also works as an advocate to transform the criminal justice system to help trauma, rape, and abuse victims receive the legal fairness they deserve. Her service, compassion, and ownership, along with her drive for giving back to others in need, make Hailey a Baptist healthcare legend. At Baptist, we have a commitment to excellence that sets us apart. Our legends inspire us to give our best to meet our mission of helping people throughout life's journey.